Hi, CMattDye here, ready to do a top 5 CNFT projects. I know I haven't done a video in a little while. I've had a lot of family in town, but here we are. Let's get into it and let's talk about it. So, first of all, let's get into some volume and see what's actually happening here. So, this is the 24 hours. Obviously, it's down. This is a bear market. What do you expect? Week over week, it is up. It's not great, but I mean, it is up week over week. Month over month, it is down. And if you look at all time, it is very just meh. Very meh. That would be the term for it in my mind. So week over week, it is up a little bit. What's that telling me? Probably got a lot of new mints. I did look at this already, but that's what the volume is telling me, and that is what the top 5 tells me as well. So number 1, we have Mallard Order. I'm not in the project, and I don't know a lot about it. Next is the Flamingo project, or JRney. Cardano Fight Club, SpaceBudz Poker Club, and SpaceBudz. SpaceBudz, a lot of people are buying it. They believe in the team. I believe in the team. It hasn't dropped quite to the price that I am a buyer at, but I am watching the project nonetheless. I am in SpaceBudz Poker Club. I like the project a lot, and they're doing some big things over there. Cardano Fight Club, I'm not a fan personally, but because I'm not a fan personally doesn't mean you don't have to be. Again, the top 2, I'm not in those either. So anyway, let's get into it. So Mallard Order. Mallard Order has a lot of people behind it and has a very strong community. 25,000 ADA is the all-time high sell, which is awesome. 2.8 million volume traded with a floor price of 648. So right now it seems like it's trying to find itself. It did drop down here to 250, 300, dropped into that area, and I know a few people that picked a couple up in that area. Wasn't me, obviously, but now you're seeing price start to move higher. 575, 610. It says 648 up here, and it seems like it could maybe come down a little bit more, or maybe it's going to hold some levels. If it holds over 500, that's going to be the level I'm watching. If it holds over 500 and stays there a little bit, it can go a little higher. There's a lot of people behind the project. It's a strong community. You can see the top 5 have over 50. That's all I can say. It's a strong project. I don't know anything about it as far as like the fundamentals and what's going on with it. They were very secretive, and I kind of just got frustrated talking to the team in the beginning. But it's a good project. See if it stays over 500. That'll be very interesting. Next is JRney, JRney, whatever you want to call it, the Flamingo project. It is also turning some heads. 6.7 thousand all-time high sell with a 128 floor price. Now I don't know where these guys minted at. Maybe it was at 100. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe 65. I don't really know. But the project is doing pretty well. 1,638 holders out of 6,471 mint. That's pretty good. And you probably have quite a bit of whales in the project. And yeah, top 5, 39 flamingos for number 5. That's pretty good. And the floor is finding itself, I would think. So I'm assuming it probably minted around 60, 65, because it started out, somebody listed it for 80, and then 94 was the main floor. So yeah, it could have minted at 100. You never know. But why would that be the first sale? I don't know. But it looks to me like it's finding itself. So that 80-90 area is probably going to be a big area. Is it going to support in that region? Is it not? That's going to be important, but right now it's kind of finding itself. So anywhere around there, if you do it like the project, it's probably a good one to pick up. I mean, you have holder to mint ratios pretty darn good. 6.7 thousand ADA all-time high sell. Now I have seen some projects in the past, like many months ago, they would mint and somebody would buy like the 1 of 1 for 5,000 ADA, and sometimes that project would go down. Sometimes it goes up. So you're kind of taking a chance. But, you know, with Mallard 25,000, I would say that's, you probably have a pretty good chance it's going over 1,000 floor at some point. The Flamingo project is 6.7 thousand. Just taking that into consideration, you know, it really depends on the community. So if you're part of it, like I said, the holder to mint ratio is pretty good. If you're part of it and you enjoy the community and they're doing a lot of big things, then you have nothing to worry about. That 80 to 90 floor is probably going to be where you want to pick one up at. So jumping up to Cardano Fight Club. In my mind, it was Manny Pacquiao's failed project. That's why I kind of stayed away from it. However, it seems to be doing some things. 10,000 all-time high sell, so people were definitely trying to get in it. They minted 10,000, which was pretty wild. Definitely pretty wild. Holders, you know, the number's a little low, but I would say in this market, it's not too bad because you have a lot of people that minted extra. So when the floor does rise, let's say it gets to 200-300, there's probably going to be some sellers there. Maybe they start a little bit prior to that. When Manny Pacquiao's name was on it, I heard it was going to mint for 300, and that's when I jumped out. And it seems like when he took his name off and went to Ethereum, that they lowered the mint price, is what I'm assuming, which is good. But I hadn't followed it in a little while. But you can see top 5 wallets, 70 for number 5. That's actually pretty strong. And okay, my browser's a little slow here. So number 30, 41 have over 20, and nearly over 100 people have more than 10 in their wallets. That's pretty huge. And you can see 10, 10, 10, 10. So over 173 people and over have more than 10 in their wallets. That's a pretty good number. So I think that's pretty cool, actually. So 85 floor right now. Let's see. They probably minted around 50, which is a pretty good price. I should have probably paid more attention to them, actually. So let's see if it drops. 50, 60 is going to probably be that level to, or that zone to keep an eye on. Maybe it stays over 70, but if it stays in that zone and it pops, just know when it does pop, let's say it goes to 150, 200, you're definitely going to have some people selling. If it gets over 100, you're probably going to have some people selling. So, you know, just know that. That's makes a lot of sense to me. Just because the holders is a little low. But right now it's looking okay. We'll see if the volume does stay. 289,000 volume traded so far. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, SpaceBudz Poker Club. I'm excited about this one just because they do royalties on the SpaceBudz Poker Club. They also have, if you have one NFT, you can get access to their poker games. You can also, they do sit and go games where you can put in pug chips, and then the top winners will get an allocation of pug chips, which is pretty cool. I do like that. So far, you have a 1.2 thousand all-time high sell. I think that was pocket bullets or pocket aces if you're not a poker person. 84 floor right now. 270,000 volume traded so far. So, and the holders are a little low, 560 on a 7777 mint, but that means you have a lot of whales in the project. There's a lot of whales in SpaceBudz, and a lot of whales that don't really sell a lot. So I do like that. If you look at the wallets, top 5 over 100, and I know some of these guys and they're diamond handers. If you look down, let's see, 27 and more have over 50. Let me go down to 100 and see what that is. So 17 or more at 100. So that's pretty decent. I think the floor is still trying to be found, but it seems like it can, once it gets over 100, I would kind of want to see how that's going to react. I think once it goes over 100, it should be able to shoot up towards that 150 level. It's probably going to take it a little bit because I don't know if the floor has totally been found, but I think 80 is pretty good. You're probably going to have a couple more paper handlers maybe list for like in the 70s, but I think it's on its way to start pushing, getting over 100 and getting towards that 150 level. That's what I'm thinking in my head. So 1.2 thousand all-time high sell isn't too bad. There was a few sells over 1,000 ADA, so that's pretty good for something that just minted a few days ago. So now let's go to SpaceBudz. SpaceBudz is the OG of the Cardano CNFT market. It got a lot of hate because of the art, like a month ago or whatever it was. And right now it has a floor price of $38.99, 510,000 all-time high sell. You have a lot of whales in the project, and a lot of the whales believe in the project. I believe in the project, but I'm not a whale in the project. So a lot of the whales do believe in the project. If you go down here to wallets, I mean, look at that. That's just wild. And those are people that most likely minted right when it minted, right when the project minted. So they got it for like 20, 50, 68 or whatever it was back then. But let's look at it. So you had a sell at 31.50, and it's kind of just chopped around this area. 30,000, 3,025. Looks like the minimum sell. Well, here's one for 3,000. So it looks like that was the lowest that's sold so far was at 3,000. So that's probably a quick sell. Someone probably just listed it real quick and sold it. So that's mostly 3,300, 34.99, 3,300. So we'll see if this does chop around a little more. Maybe it drops a little bit more, but I don't think it's going to go that much lower from here. It is a quality project. You have a 510,000 all-time high sell. I mean, that's the largest sell on Cardano as far as my memory is. So largest sell on Cardano. It's a quality project. They do have a strong team, and they're doing things to push the community forward, which I think that's kind of neat as well. So anyway, that is the top 5. Those are my thoughts on the top 5. If you have any different thoughts, throw them in the comment section below. We'll talk about it, because that's my favorite thing about the Cardano ecosystem is it's the belief that a rising tide lifts all boats. So if everybody does good, everybody does good, right? You don't have to tear down someone's castle to make yours look better. One project does well, another project does well, and everybody just is in harmony. And that's one thing I liked about SpaceBudz Poker Club. This particular project has 15, 16 partners in the project, and I think that is really cool. I do like that a lot, and it helps bring the community together a little bit. So anyway, a little bit about that. What I've done lately with my portfolio, I've gotten more SpaceBudz Poker Clubs. I've gotten some Still Society. I bought some Wi-Fi white NFTs, and I'm staking those. I got into SpaceBudz, so I got 7 of them. Astronaut 777 over here, if you know about that. Laser Eyes. This is my PFP currently, if you know me in Discord. I got into Thirsty Dog Crew, and I got this 1 of 1 right here of Michael Jackson, which is pretty nice. And it's because we're having this downturn in the market, this downturn in the CNFT space. I was able to get this 1 of 1 for pretty inexpensive. The guy needed liquidity. So you're able to get some deals right now. And it's just really, really nice. Everybody wants to do these new mints, looking for some flips, and you can really find some good deals out there. So anyway, with that, I'm going to go and close the video. If you like it, throw a like. If not, throw a dislike. I appreciate the feedback. And of course, any questions, comment, feedback, throw that in the comment section below. So with that, thanks for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you in the markets. Take care.